For all her storied strength, Lady Liberty weeps as she stands, as what she symbolizes is crushed to dust in politicians' hands. She cries, for she can no longer shelter the exiles and immigrants as their truest protector. The strength of the government is one stronger than she, and she can't stop them, no matter how pressing the need be. Behind her expressionless mask lies a face of frown lines and sorrow, as she is forced to worry for the refugees' uncertain tomorrow. She hopes for a brighter future where America will, at last, have a chance to return to its open-armed past. But for now, she stands sobbing, one thing clear. She is the shell of an era past, an outdated souvenir.
So can someone remind the class who was Emma Lazarus?
At the end of our AJHS Emma Lazarus unit, our teachers just gathered us to recite our poems. I think it's really just sort of humbling, if that makes any sense. There's not a lot of projects or times where every student just opens up in the way that they did that day. Everyone took it seriously and everyone had something interesting and unique to say, which really surprised me. I was not expecting that level of thought out of everyone. It just made me hopeful that when given these deep questions and this legacy of this incredible woman, everyone really stepped up to the challenge, and just there's so many poems that were so affecting and so moving. I was blown away.
Lady Liberty reimagined. After Jules Verne. Having won the lottery, Lady Liberty goes out for the night. Her heels click on the concrete, her dress exalt blue. Overhead, the starry wallpaper she's always dreamt of peeling. She wonders, outer space and 4 leagues beneath, how all it takes is the sharp barb of a fishhook to pull this nation up from the trenches, breathless and unseen, the last place without borders. Her fear like waves searching for something to crash against. She tears through a pearl brokenness, hair loosening in a sea of taxicabs, that the nation and all its bodies should rise like this. Now she pretends to be feral under skyscrapers with golden names, until nothing, not even bitter fortune, can hold her. So for me, the New Colossus really speaks about kind of freeing those borders, and as like an immigrant myself, I find that this poem kind of sheds light on how we look at ourselves both as an American but also retaining that cultural identity, and that's how my own poem really came to be. Lady Liberty is kind of navigating this new society and facing, these personal and social kind of constructs that are formed around her. For me, the poem, if it were to be placed on the Statue of Liberty, is to show kind of this next chapter in American society and how we can adapt and transition even during this time of uncertainty.
Whither goest thou? A timbrel, a torch, every woman has her weapon. From sea to shining sea, the women dance in one eternal circle, like Eve when she took that first breath and decided to be. On the shores of a new and old land, one bronze lady embraces her children, lets them roam her feet and heart and fingertips. Like a leper, she stands at the gate to the city. Milk and honey, red fruit and seeds, these tastes of promise linger on her warm and stoic lips. The moment they put her together, head on neck, rib over rib, she said, "Here I am." What does she hide in those serpentine robes? The severed head of Holofernes, Samson's flowing locks? No matter, every woman has her secrets. Now the salty mikveh of the ocean laps at her toes, in and out, in and out. Forever she prepares to wed the promise of this land. I guess as I was writing, I was thinking about Jewish themes and Jewish tropes because they're part of my life and my experience. And that's what I think is very special about the Statue of Liberty, that while she stands for all of America, she also stands for each of us individually as Americans, and applies to our individual experiences. So just as I was reading my own context into the Statue of Liberty, I think that is the amazing thing about the promise of this country, that everyone can read themselves into her. I think about my family history a lot. It means a lot to me that my, progenitors were really involved in fighting for justice, specifically in unions. That my great-grandfather was involved in the founding of the Workmen's Circle, and then my grandfather carried on union work after him. In my family, the emphasis has really always been on justice and fighting for justice, because we really believe in it. The most exciting thing is that we're not really special in this, that so many people in this country have been striving for justice for hundreds of years, whether acknowledged or not.